Willow Creek, the Grayson Curse. Willow Creek was a place where time seemed to slow. A small town, nestled deep in the heartland. It was the kind of place where everyone knew your name. Warm smiles were as common as the gentle breeze that rustled through the ancient oak trees. Neighbors helped each other without a second thought. Children played freely in the streets, their laughter echoing through the long summer evenings. It was a haven of peace, a sanctuary of simple joys. Then, the Graysons arrived, and the tranquility of Willow Creek began to unravel. Their presence was a subtle shift, a discordant note in the town's harmonious melody. It was a warm Sunday afternoon when the Graysons first rolled into town. Their car, a sleek black sedan, seemed out of place amidst the familiar pickup trucks and family vans. They appeared to be the picture of perfection. A mother, a father, and two children, all impeccably dressed and radiating an unsettling politeness. They smiled too much, their eyes holding a strange, vacant quality. Their new home, once a dilapidated eyesore, was suddenly immaculate. The garden bloomed with unnatural vibrancy, and the windows gleamed with an eerie light. The transformation was unsettlingly swift. The townspeople, ever welcoming, embraced the Graysons with open arms. They seemed so normal, so eager to fit in. Little did they know, their charm was a carefully crafted facade. Within 2 weeks, a subtle but pervasive change began to creep through Willow Creek. The laughter of children faded, replaced by an unnerving silence. Some children simply stopped speaking altogether. The local park, once a vibrant hub of activity, became eerily abandoned. Swings swayed gently in the breeze, empty and forlorn. An unsettling stillness hung in the air. Pets began to go missing, vanishing without a trace. Posters plastered on lampposts offered desperate pleas for their return, but to no avail. A sense of unease settled over the town. Mr. Henderson, the mailman, vanished after being seen near the Graysons' house. His mail truck was found abandoned on the edge of town, the engine still running. Fear began to simmer beneath the surface. Mrs. Belton, an elderly woman who lived alone, also disappeared without a trace. Her house stood silent and empty, a chilling reminder of the growing darkness. The town was slowly being consumed. The Graysons, however, continued to smile. Their perfect facade remained intact, a disturbing contrast to the unsettling events unfolding around them. Their eyes held a knowing glint, a silent acknowledgement of the terror they were sowing. Samantha Harper was the first to truly notice the changes. A mother of two, she possessed a keen intuition, a sense that something was deeply wrong. The unsettling silence of Willow Creek gnawed at her. Our youngest son, Jerry, became withdrawn and unusually quiet. He would spend hours staring at the Graysons' house, his eyes wide with a nameless fear. He seemed to see something that no one else could. Jerry claimed that the Graysons didn't sleep. He said they stood at their windows all night, staring out into the darkness. Their eyes, he whispered, were like black holes. One night, Samantha witnessed Mrs. Grayson standing in her yard at 3 a.m. She was staring skyward, her face bathed in the pale moonlight. There was something unnatural in her posture, a disturbing stillness. Josh, the older son, found disturbing drawings that Jerry had made. They depicted people with stretched skin and grotesque, toothy grins. The images were deeply unsettling, a glimpse into a nightmare. Driven by a growing sense of dread, Samantha decided to visit the Graysons' house. She baked a pie, hoping to break through their unsettling facade with a gesture of neighborly kindness. But what she saw would haunt her forever. As Mrs. Grayson opened the door, Samantha glimpsed something horrifying. For a fleeting moment, Mrs. Grayson's face seemed to peel away, revealing something slick and gray beneath. It was a glimpse of something inhuman. Samantha tried to explain what she had seen to her husband, Scott, but he dismissed it as stress and exhaustion. He couldn't comprehend the sheer terror in her voice. He thought she was losing her mind. That night, Jerry woke up screaming. Samantha and Scott rushed to his room to find him bleeding from his nose, his eyes wide with terror. He pointed to the window, his voice trembling. Scrawled across Jerry's window, in what appeared to be blood, was a chilling message. "He sees you." The Harpers realized that something truly evil had taken root in Willow Creek. They were no longer safe. Desperate for answers, Samantha turned to the internet. She searched for anything that could explain what was happening, any glimmer of hope in the encroaching darkness. She found Kevin Blackthorne. Kevin arrived in Willow Creek in a beat-up van covered in arcane symbols. He looked weathered and worn, his eyes holding the weight of countless battles against the forces of darkness. He was their last hope. He introduced himself as a demon fighter, a protector against the things that lurk in the shadows. He spoke with a quiet authority, a confidence born of experience. He knew what they were facing. Kevin identified the Graysons as conduits, vessels for an ancient, hungry force. They were not human, but something far more sinister. They were a gateway to a realm of unimaginable horror. He explained that the Graysons fed on joy, on hope, on the very souls of the townspeople. They were draining Willow Creek of its life force, leaving behind only emptiness and despair. Kevin revealed that the Graysons were creating a binding gate, a permanent connection to their dark realm. This gate was anchored to something in Willow Creek, something that needed to be destroyed. Destroying the anchor, he explained, would lift the veil, sever the connection, and reclaim the missing souls. It was a dangerous task, but it was the only way to save Willow Creek. Under the cover of night, the Harpers and Kevin began their investigation. They moved through the shadows, their hearts pounding with a mixture of fear and determination. The fate of Willow Creek rested on their shoulders. Josh and Jerry, armed with cameras and recorders, set up surveillance around the Graysons' house. They were determined to capture evidence of the evil that lurked within. They were braver than they knew. The images they captured were horrifying. They showed people suspended in black goo in the Graysons' basement, their faces contorted in silent screams. It was a scene straight out of a nightmare. They saw children trapped behind walls of unnatural energy, their eyes vacant and lifeless. The Graysons were stealing their souls, turning them into empty shells. The horror was beyond comprehension. Finally, they discovered the anchor, a pulsing stone buried beneath an old oak tree in the Graysons' backyard. It radiated an unnatural energy, a palpable sense of dread. It was the source of the evil that plagued Willow Creek. The stone was etched with whispering symbols, ancient glyphs that seemed to writhe and twist before their eyes. It was a gateway to another dimension, a portal to a realm of darkness. The battle for Willow Creek took place on the night of the blood moon. The sky was a canvas of crimson and black, a fitting backdrop for the epic struggle that was about to unfold. The air crackled with tension. Kevin armed himself with blessed blades, holy water, and ancient charms. He was a warrior of light, prepared to face the darkness head-on. He was their shield against the encroaching evil. The Harpers, though terrified, prepared to fight for their family and their town. They were ordinary people forced to confront extraordinary evil. They would not back down. The Graysons emerged from their house, no longer the picture of suburban perfection. They were towering creatures of sinew and smoke, their eyes burning with malevolent intent. Their true forms were revealed. Kevin fought fiercely, banishing grotesque creatures with flaming sigils. He moved with a speed and precision that defied human limitations. He was a force to be reckoned with. Samantha battled Mrs. Grayson, her fear giving way to a fierce determination. She slashed through the illusion, revealing the monstrous form beneath. She fought with the strength of a mother protecting her children. Scott protected the boys, drawing a circle of salt and chalk around them. It was a fragile barrier, but it was their only defense against the horrors that swirled around them. He would not let them be harmed. Josh, fueled by adrenaline and a desperate hope, raised the sledgehammer high above his head. With a mighty swing, he smashed the anchor, shattering the stone into 1,000 pieces. The gate was broken. The fog that had blanketed Willow Creek for weeks began to dissipate. The oppressive darkness lifted, replaced by the warm glow of the rising sun. The sunlight felt real again, cleansing and pure. The laughter of children returned to the streets, echoing through the town like a symphony of hope. The silence was broken, replaced by the sounds of life and joy. Willow Creek was healing. The missing people were found in strange places, disoriented and confused but alive. They had no memory of what had happened, but they were safe. Their souls had been reclaimed. Grayson's house stood empty, a silent testament to the evil that had once resided within. The garden withered, the windows darkened. The darkness had been banished. Kevin vanished as quickly as he had arrived, leaving behind only a cryptic warning. "They'll come again. Be ready." His words hung in the air, a chilling reminder that the fight was not over. The Harpers became the guardians of Willow Creek, watching for any sign of the encroaching darkness. They knew that evil never truly disappears. It only lies dormant, waiting for an opportunity to return. Evil once had a home in Willow Creek, and it might return someday. But the town was ready. They would stand together, united against the darkness, forever vigilant. The Grayson curse was broken, but the memory remained.